Since my last deck at home video did so well, I thought I'd make another one, but this time it's budget Exosisters. Basically what this is I tried to build a playable deck that has the least amount of URs and SRs as possible. The intention is that this deck will be so cheap, it's so free, that you can build it like right away without any problems. So even if you're a new player, you can build this deck right now and start playing right away. Let me go over the cards real quick. I have 3 tin goldfish and 3 zoroa, or however you say that name. These 2 cards are basically your starters, but you do need to have at least 1 Exosister in your hand for this to work. Basically, these 2 cards, when normal summoned, summons an Exosister, or yeah, basically just summons an Exosister, which allows you to Xyz a rank 4. Say, usually it's just Kaspitell. And then we have just 3 elis, 3 stella, 3 irene, 3 because we just want to try and have as many Exosisters as possible. And this is the cheapest Exosister. So that's why we have 3. Usually people put it at like 1 or 2. We have 2 sophia and 1 Martha. Only 1 because we need to be cheap and we're gonna cut down the URs. And then we got the raigeki and monster reborn. Both are free in the solo mode. We got 2-dimensional fissures. This is a pretty good card that synergizes with what Exosister is trying to do, which is basically shut down your opponent's graveyard. We have 3 Exosister carpedivem, or I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this card. And so basically it's at 3 because we only have 1 mikailias, so we can't really search this. So that's why we have 3, so we can just draw it instead, like a Giga Chad. We have 3 mystical typhoon, 3 book of moon, and 3 forbidden chalice, really just to fill up the deck with low cost staples. We got 2 Exosister arment. This card, just 2 of them. We don't really need 3 because I didn't really go into this card much. This card basically allows you to Xyz summon with only 1 Exosister on your opponent's turn only. But usually I don't really end the board with an extra Exosister. And then we have 3 compulsory evacuation, again just to fill up the deck for 40 cards. It's just a cheap meta staple. And then we have 1 Exosister returnia, which is important to the combo. In the extra deck we have ninaruru, where this card, you need this card for zoroa, because zoroa needs to have a magistus extra deck monster equipped to it to summon level 4 sorceress or sorcerer spellcaster from your hand. You could use this card, or you could use this card. I've used both while testing, and they're both good. If you use this card, you have more finishing potential, and if you choose to use this card, you have more control, because this card will destroy a spell trap your opponent has by destroying itself from the spell trap zone. And this card just gives your Zoroa more stats so you can beat people up better. And I haven't actually pulled the effect of this card off, but you can take control of one of your opponent monster by equipping this card to it. Then we have 1 mikailias. Only 1 because it's a UR, and you use this card mainly just to search for a spell trap, which is Exosister returnia. And then we have 2 kaspitell. I chose to have 2, but I'll get into that later, but I chose to have 2. So this card allows you to search for 1 Exosister monster, which will be our Martha. Which is why we can get away with having only 1, since we can just search it. And finally, we have Exosister Magnifica. This requires 2 Exosister Xyz monster, which will be our Kaspitell and mikailias. What this card does is once per turn, banish 1 monster. It can also attack twice, which is good if they didn't end up clearing this, or if you don't use a second effect. You can use this to try and do big damage to your opponent. The second quick effect is if you can return 1 Xyz monster attached to this card, then to the extra deck to then summon it on top of this card. That's why we have 2 kaspitell. Usually I will detach the kaspitell to banish, and so that's why we have 2. So we have an extra one in the extra deck, so that the next turn we can summon this to search for an Exosister if we want. And then yeah, usually XC summon this with the second effect, but you can also have the option of summoning this instead to lock your opponent from summoning from the graveyard. It's really your choice. You can just do either or depending on the situation, but usually I detach Kaspitell to banish. If you do that on your enemy's turn, you can also use Mikailias to banish another one. So that's pretty much the deck, and I guess I'll show you like the combo you should be trying to go for every turn if you're going first, or even if you're going second, I guess. Okay. So turn 1, we have what we need in the hand, which is Zoroa or Stella. Or you can also have tin goldfish, which is a good starter. So I guess I'm gonna use Zoroa just to show off the card. Normal summon Zoroa. Activate effect to equip it with a magnus. However the heck you say that word called card. Equip it to this card, which allows it to special summon 1 spellcaster from hand. So you want to XE summon Kaspitell. This will allow you to search for Martha. Search for Martha. So you special summon Martha, and then that will allow you to special summon Elis from your deck. Then you go into Mikailias. Mikailias will allow you to search for an Exosister spell trap, which will be your Returnia here. You can set Returnia. And then you use the 2 Exosister XCs to summon Magnifica. Now this is what your combo looks like. This is your main M board goal, to have Magnifica and Returnia on the board. So that's the budget Exosister deck, guys. I hope you like it, and I'll show you guys some of my replays from when I was testing the deck.